Gospel according to Mark, the 5th chapter. That's the Gospel according to Mark, the 5th chapter. We'll begin in verse 24. Just for clarity's sake, I'm going to read quite a few of the verses so we can get the whole story. That's Mark, the 5th chapter. If you're looking forward, go to the New Testament. The first book you'll find is Matthew, and right behind Matthew should be Mark. Amen. It's Mark, the 5th chapter. We're going to begin verse 24. If you have it, say amen. If you need us to wait, I'll hear some flipping, so we're going to wait till we get there. And we want to be there together. Those of you who know where it is, help somebody go ahead and find it. It's all right. If they ain't too mean, help them out. It's Mark, the 5th chapter. We thank God Danielle is in here and baby is here. We praise God that you had a safe delivery. And children, you know, people be born different genders, but the main thing is we were born healthy. We got Amen. 10 fingers, 10 toes. We can hear, we can see. And we just praise God for that. I'm glad to see you back and see this precious baby in here. And that'll make your heart glad. That's Mark, the 5th chapter. I believe we're all there together, beginning in verse 24. And Jesus went with him, and much people followed him and thronged him. And a certain woman, which had an issue of blood 12 years, and had suffered many things of many physicians, and had spent all that she had, and was nothing better, but grew worse. When she had heard of Jesus, came in the press behind and touched his garment. For she said, if I may touch but his clothes, I shall be whole. And straightway the fountain of her blood was dried up, and she felt in her body that she was healed of that plague. And Jesus, immediately knowing in himself that virtue had gone out of him, turned him about in the press and said, who touched my clothes? And his disciples said unto him, thou seest the multitude thronging thee, and sayest thou, who touched me? And he looked round about to see her that had done this thing. But the woman, fearing and trembling, knowing what was done in her, came and fell down before him, and told him all the truth. And he said unto her, daughter, thy faith hath made thee whole. Go in peace, and be whole of thy plague. You may be seated. Verse of emphasis, verse 25. And a certain woman which had an issue of blood 12 years. If this morning I will simply preach about I've got issues. I've got issues. And if you don't mind being honest, and if you're not too mean, you'll look at your neighbor and tell them I've got some issues. Many people are not honest, and especially in church. We don't like to acknowledge that we have issues. I've lived, and not that I'm an old man, but I've lived long enough to know and to acknowledge that Joshua Brown Sr. has some issues. If you never acknowledge your issues, you won't ever deal with your issues.
Amen. So true.
I've come to find out that sometimes, even as adults, we have some issues that we've been carrying
Amen.
a long time.
Yeah.
We have some childhood issues. We have some issues that we felt as if we were treated wrong in certain situations, and it caused issues. Some of them might call them complexes. Are y'all in here?
Yeah.
But all of us have issues.
Yeah.
And let me say this, is that don't make other people's issues bigger than your issues.
Yeah.
Sometimes the first problem that we have is that we are in denial.
Amen.
That we want to deny that we have issues. If we're not denying it, some of us deflect, which means that we try to get the attention off of ourselves and try to deal with other folks.
Yeah.
Are y'all in here?
Yeah.
Issues. But if we are mature enough, we've got to pay attention to our own issues.
Amen.
This lady, if you notice, John, they don't even give her a name. Rather, they only identify her by her issue. Can I tell you that sometimes in life, people will do you that way?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They won't call your name, but they only identify you by what your issue is.
Yeah.
They can't get past your issue. They want to bring them up. They want to talk about them and all of that. And this lady, they don't give her a name, but they just say the woman with the issue of blood.
Yeah.
They don't give her a name, but they identify her in the gospel only by her issue. Can I tell you that a lot of us, or many of us, sometimes our issues totally take over our life. This woman's issue has consumed her life. Well, where do you get that from? Because, can I tell you that sometimes, Raven, when you have issues, your issues will isolate you from other people.
Yeah. Amen. Amen.
You can't go around people that you used to go around because I got an issue. You don't want to talk to people because they might just find out, man, that I have an issue. I can't socialize like I used to socialize because I got an issue and I'm trying to keep my issue covered. Y'all ain't gonna help me.
Yeah.
Well, let's look at this woman's issue because her issue has cost her pretty much everything. Well, what has it cost her? First of all, it has cost her some time. Jeanette, it's been 12 long years that she has had this particular issue. I don't know how you feel about it, but 12 years is a long time to be dealing with the same thing.
Yeah.
But can I tell you that a lot of us go round and around with our issue until we get the proper help.
Amen.
It's been 12 years. It's cost her some time. Not only has it cost her some time, but it has cost her some money. Because the Bible says that she didn't go, mama, to one doctor, but it says that she went to many physicians.
Yeah.
She went to the doctor, went to the specialist, and it's sad when you have an issue and you go to the people that you think have the answer, but they don't have a good answer for you. They can't really help you. And can I tell you that there are some things that other folk can't deal with, they can't help you with, but God.
Amen.
Because you got to get before God, Lord, and acknowledge your issues and say, Lord, I need some help. She has this issue. It cost her some time. It's cost her some money because she's not wrong in order. She went to the right places. I have a health issue. I went to the doctor. This doctor can help me. I went to the specialist. I went to this doctor. I went to that doctor. And now I can't even go to the doctor because I don't have the resources to spend to go to the doctor. And not only this, but watch this, Jordan. You would think that when she went to the doctor, they would at least be able to keep her sustained. But watch this. When she went to the doctor, Lace, it made it even worse.
Yeah. Amen.
And can I tell you, you got to be careful who you bear your issues to, because some folk will give you advice and it'll make your issues worse than what they are.
Amen. Amen.
She went to the doctor. And you know, that's a vulnerable place when you have to uncover.
Yeah.
And can I tell you that you can't uncover in front of everybody?
Amen. That's true.
Because everybody can't handle your issues.
Amen.
Some folks act like they can, and as soon as they get away from around you, they want to discuss your issues with other folks.
Yeah.
And sometimes when people do that, Mama, it makes your issue worse. Listen, I already didn't trust folk. I already was in a vulnerable position when I had to expose myself in front of folk to tell them what my issue was. And here you are picking at my issue and you made it worse.
Amen.
It cost her some time. It cost her some money. Mama, it even cost her a church. By law, by Jewish law, she can't go to church because she's ceremonially unclean.
Yeah.
Went to the doctors. It's been 12 years. And I can't even make it or go into church because I'm unclean. Can I tell you that sometimes we as the church got to let go and just show folks some grace and some mercy.
Amen.
Y'all ain't in here.
Amen. Amen.
Ain't no need of you holding your head up. Ain't no need of you talking down on folk because you have some issues too.
Amen.
And how dare you want to prevent folks from getting to the house of God because they got an issue. Just because your issue is hidden and theirs is uncovered, you want to deal with their issue. That's deflection. You got your own issues to deal with.
Amen. Amen.
She can't go to church. She's ceremonially unclean. Not only has it cost her those things, but watch this, it has cost her intimacy. The Bible don't say whether she's married or not. But if she is married, her husband can't be with her. Y'all ain't gonna help me.
Amen.
Because she's ceremonially unclean. And by Jewish law, you can't be with your husband when you have issues of blood.
Amen.
Not only that, she has lost relationships within her community. Mama, because she's ceremonially unclean, everything she touches is unclean. So if she was to touch somebody else, it makes them become unclean. Every pot and pan she touched, it made it become unclean. And can I tell you that a lot of us, when we have issues, we got to go the extra mile because I got some issues.
Yeah.
She's known in the community. She can't go to church. She can't even go to the doctor. She can't go to her friend's house. She is isolated. All because she had some issues. She spent all her money. Time is getting past. I don't know where else to go. Can I tell you that sometimes the Lord allows you to go round and round until you spend everything. Until looks like there's nobody that I can really truly count on.
Yeah.
But Abby, it's a setup for your deliverance, because here it is, now I'm at my wit's end. I don't have the money, time is spent, can't go to church, the preacher can't pray over me, and now I hear that Jesus is in town.
Yeah.
Now watch this. Sometimes when you have issues, you got to break the law.
Amen.
She broke the law because she wasn't even supposed to be present. Here's a crowd around Jesus. They're pressing up against Jesus. Now, in order, Jolly, for her to get through the crowd, she got to touch on some folks.
Yeah.
I told her she don't supposed to be touching folks because she's unclean, and when she touches them, it makes them unclean. But here's the thing, can I tell you that when Jesus truly shows up,
Yeah.
and see, that's why all of us ought to want to be a part of a church that Jesus shows up,
Amen.
because Jesus has the answers.
Oh,
But
yeah.
here's the answer though. What I realized when Jesus shows up, I realized I ain't the only one with some issues.
Amen. Amen.
Because all of y'all are pressing up against you. You got to see the scene.
Yeah.
She ain't the only one out there with no issues. There's some folk carrying. Look, right before she decides to touch Jesus, Jairus has come to her and talks about his daughter. He has an issue.
Yeah.
There's some folks out there with some lame babies trying to get to Jesus. There's some deaf folk out there. There's some blind folk out there. And now I realize when I get around Jesus, I'm not the only one that has issues.
Amen.
Everybody is pushing up against Jesus. This lady decided, I ain't got nothing else. I ain't got nothing to lose. And sometimes deliverance don't come until you decide, listen, I ain't got nothing else to lose. I done tried everything else. I done went from doctor to doctor. My money is gone. Relationships gone. Going to church is gone. I'm at my wit's end. I'm ceremonially unclean. Folks are looking down on me. Folks move out the way when I come. You ever had some issues? Folks don't even want to be bothered with you. Y'all ain't in here. It's just me then. I've had some issues, folks that want to be around me because I got some issues, and my issues are hanging all the way out at times. And so now I've got to get to the Lord, because I need some help with my issues. Your issue might be a bad attitude. Your issue might be your mouth. Y'all ain't in here. Your issue might be you too over judgmental. Whatever your issue is, you need to take it to the Lord.
Yeah.
She decided. She said, if I could just touch the hem of his garment,
Yeah.
I would be made whole. One thing I like about this lady is this. Like she never gave up.
Hey. Amen.
He had to spend all my money. He had to went to the places that supposed to have the answers. Went to the doctor, can't go to the church. I done lost everything. But she didn't give up. Come out here to tell somebody, don't give yourself no excuses.
Yeah.
Listen, sometimes you enjoy it better when you had to start from the bottom and go to the top.
Yeah.
Because it's been a journey.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't in here.
Preach it.
I'll shout myself.
Preach it. Preach
It's been a journey. Look, if I started from the mud and I keep on looking, if I get my foot on one rock and press my way up,
Yeah.
And if I have to dig with my nails to get to the next level, it's all right with me, because sometimes look, I won't take nothing from my journey, because it makes me appreciate how far the Lord has brought me from.
Amen.
I don't think nobody in here was born with no silver spoon in their mouth. We all have had struggles somewhere in life, and you got to thank God. Look, Lord, you took me up out of the muck and the miry clay, and you put my foot on a solid rock.
Oh, yeah.
Say, look, I ain't got nothing else to lose. But ever she knew, she wasn't gambling. She knew by her faith that if I touch him, I'll be made whole. My mom believes she had to have been watching Jesus for a while. And see, that's why, Linda, sometimes it's good for us to bring our issues in front of other folk. Because if God can handle your issue, surely he can handle mine. I seen when you were messed up. I seen when you got with Jesus how he cleared your issue up. And if he can do it for you, surely he can do it for me. If he can save you, surely he can save me. If he can deliver you, surely he can deliver me. If he can put joy down in your heart, surely he can give me some joy. If he can wipe away your tears, surely he can wipe away my tears. If he can cause your blind eyes to be open, surely he can open my eyes. If he cause your ears to open up, surely he can give me some hearing. She said, if I get to you. You see, sometimes you got to watch Jesus. And she had to see him at work. She had to have seen him answer some hard problems. Because she already knew by faith. She said, listen, if I just touch it, I'll be made whole. Now, what she was trying to do, and we got to deal with this, what she was really trying to do is sneak a miracle. Here's why, because I told you she's ceremonially unclean. She's not even supposed to be in the crowd. Here she is, sneaking away, and I don't know if she had disguised herself. However she got through the crowd, she pressing on other people. Can I tell you that sometimes when you got issues, John, you just got to, look, you got to press your way through the crowd. I can't worry about what you think about me. I can't worry about what you're saying about me. I got to get to Jesus for myself. See her pressing her way through the crowd. She said, if I just touch the hem of his garment, she said, I'll be made whole. She touched the hem of his garment. Now watch this. Mama, everything she touched becomes ceremonially unclean. I'm trying to help somebody here. All of us have been unclean.
Amen.
After she's unclean, she's not supposed to be touching Jesus. She's not supposed to be touching his clothes. She touches him anyhow because she knows that there is power in Jesus. It's supposed to cause Jesus to be ceremonially unclean because she's unclean. But when she touches Jesus, instead of Jesus becoming ceremonially unclean, she becomes clean.
Amen.
What are you saying? Because what I'm trying to tell you is that I'm an unclean man. I got some issues. But when I touch Jesus, I become, y'all ain't gonna help me, I become clean. It's all because of his blood. His blood covers my issue. She tried to sneak a miracle. Touched the hem of Jesus' garment and laced instantaneously. She didn't have to wait. She didn't have to go home. She didn't have to turn around 5 times. She didn't have to say hallelujah 6 times. She didn't have to pour oil on herself. She didn't have to buck and shout. She didn't have to sing 15 hymns. Instantaneously, when she touched Jesus,
Amen.
she was clean.
Amen.
Come on, look close. I'm trying to help you. All of us have issues.
Yeah.
When you get with Jesus, and it instantaneously cleans you up.
Amen.
And you ought to thank God. Look here, I was messed up, I'm tore up, I got issues, I'm isolated, folk ain't fooling with me, folk don't answer my calls no more, folk don't like my stuff on Facebook, y'all ain't in here no more. But when I get to Jesus, he makes me clean.
Amen.
He accepts me with my issues.
Amen. Amen.
Then he has the answer for my issues. Say instantaneously, blood dried up. Now, when she was touching the other folks, it was a different touch.
Yeah.
But when she touched Jesus, there was something special
Oh, yes. 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 Yes.
about her touch. And it really, it wasn't so much about her touch, it was more about Jesus' touch.
Amen. Yes, it is.
When she touched Jesus, Jesus touched her.
Yeah.
And can I tell you, see, that's why sometimes I try not to force us to worship, but I got to come in and worship for myself. But
Yeah.
can I tell you that when you begin to worship and praise God and give him glory, although you're coming in to bless him, what'll turn around, he'll mess around and bless you.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
You came in all down, no, you didn't feel like lifting your hand, you didn't feel like saying nothing to the Lord, but you pressed your way through anyhow. Because why you don't feel like? Because you got some issues. There's been some stuff going on this week. There's been some stuff going on these past few months. There's some issues in your life. It might be on the job, it might be at school, it might be at home, it might be in a relationship, it might be in your marriage, it might be in your money. I don't know where it is, but you kept on pressing your way anyhow, and you said, I'm going to lift up hands anyhow because God deserves to be praised, and when I praise him, I'm trying to touch him, but he messes around and touches me.
Yes, say that. Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord.
And instantaneously.
Yes. Glory to God.
See, you ought not, when you come to church, when you leave church, you ought not leave the same.
Amen.
And listen here, it ain't predicated upon the preacher. Let me say that one more time.
Amen.
Because you got your own relationship with him. I can't praise him for you.
Amen.
I can only praise him for myself.
Amen.
I can only worship him with my hands. I can't make your hands go up. I can't get in your mouth and make you say hallelujah. I can't get in your mind and make you appreciate God. I got to thank him for myself.
Amen.
Her issue instantaneously dried up. Jesus turns around and says, who touched me? Now, his disciples are baffled. The crowd is baffled. You got all these people around. Everybody touching you. What do you mean? Who touched you? It was a different touch.
Yeah.
He says, no, somebody touched me. And I felt virtue. I felt power come out of me. The lady tried to sneak the blessing. But when she heard Jesus questioning who touched me, rather she had to come front and center. Said, Lord, it was me that touched you. He said, listen here. He said, thy faith have made thee whole.
Yes. Amen.
What are you saying right here, Josh? Now, this is what I'm saying. If God has cleared up your issues, don't walk out the door being quiet about it.
Yeah. Amen.
Y'all ain't gonna help me. Don't leave and don't say nothing.
Right.
How dare you keep your mouth closed?
Yes.
When you know that Jesus has touched you,
Yeah.
and he has made you whole, he has saved you from your sins, he has saved you from hell, and now you have a permanent position and place in heaven. How dare you be quiet about it? All on your job you ought to tell folks. All at work, everywhere you go, all at school, all in your community, all at home. It shouldn't be no secret that, listen here, baby, I've been made whole all because of Jesus, because his power has gotten over in me.
Amen. Amen.
Yes, thank
I was weak, I was weary, I was worn, but now he has given me power to walk right,
Yes.
power to talk right. And folk can say what they want to say. You can bring up my past all you want to. You can talk about me much as you please. But listen here, baby. I understand that I had issues.
Amen.
But watch here. God has made me whole.
Amen. Amen.
He says, thy faith hath made thee whole. Mama, he says, go in peace.
Yes.
Watch this though. Not hold your peace. Go in peace. Let me say that one more time. He says, go in peace, not hold your peace. And he said, hold your peace means to be quiet.
Yeah.
But he says, go in peace, knowing that, listen here, I have made you whole. Spread the news around.
Amen.
He said, listen here, and be whole of thy plague.
Yes.
A diseased one. Messed up. Life in shambles. Nowhere else to go. So she thought. Seen Jesus in town. Had watched him work miracles. And she really jumped the line.
Mama.
Because Jairus, he was following Jairus to go to Jairus' house. To go see about Jairus' daughter. She jumped the line, mama. Can I tell you, sometimes you, look here, when you know you need the Lord, you can't let things get in your way. And there's enough Jesus.
Yes, it is.
There's enough Jesus.
Yes, it
There's
is.
enough Jesus.
Yes, it is.
Let me say that again. There is enough Jesus.
Yes, it is.
Not only for you, but there's enough Jesus for me.
Amen.
And can I tell you that he is all powerful. So it wasn't like when power left out of him that there wasn't no more power, because he has all power in it. He said, now go in peace. You make whole of your plague. The church is for people with issues.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Why? Because this is Jesus' house. And if you need help with your issues, you got to show up to his house.
Amen.
And if it's his house, he's going to be present in his house.
Yeah.
All of us should be pressing our way to him to be made whole.
Yes.
I don't know how you feel about it, but I need to be made whole.
Yeah.
I need some help because I got some issues that still are flowing. Some of these already dried up. And see, when we try to fix it for ourselves, y'all ain't in here. I got to get to him. Lord, my attitude, I need to give it to you. My mind, I need to give it to you. My heart, I need to give it to you. My actions, I need to give it to you. Because, Lord, you're the only one
Yes, he is.
that can make me whole.
Yes.
To make her whole, she was obviously broken. Life shattered in a million pieces. And see, if you ain't never had that happen in life, keep living. Because Because there are some issues and some circumstances that will totally shatter you.
Yes, it will.
Now you can't give up the ship.
Yeah.
You can't run away. Instead of running away, run to.
Amen.
Run to Jesus.
Amen.
He'll put you back together
Yes, he will. He'll do it.
again.
He'll do it.
I've had my life broken. I've had relationships torn.
Yes.
Y'all ain't gonna help me. I'll testify. I've had folk talk about me.
Yeah.
And if I be honest, I done talked about some folk. But my life shattered in a million pieces.
Yeah.
Here's God putting it back together again. Raymond, I like the way he puts the puzzle back together again because he throw away pieces we really don't need.
Amen. Say it.
So you don't need that. You don't need this. And he makes me enough.
Yeah.
He says, listen, thy faith has made thee whole. We just got to be honest with people. Listen, I've got some issues. But although we have some issues, we got the solution.
Yeah.
Well, where did that solution come from? It happened on Friday.
Yeah.
When they nailed Jesus to the cross. It happened when they put the crown of thorns on his head.
Yeah.
Here's my answer, Mama, for all of my issues. If I'm broke, he died.
Yeah.
If my heart is hurt, he died. If I don't have a job, he died. If I'm dealing with unforgiveness, he died.
Yeah.
If I'm sad, he died. But then, early Sunday morning, he got up.
Yes, he did.
And if he can get up,
Yeah.
and he's in you, he'll get you up.
Yes, he will. He'll do it.
Might be down, issues all around. But if I get to Jesus,
Yeah.
he'll make it home.
Yes, he will.
He'll make it right.
Yes, he will.
He'll make the crooked paths straight. He'll make a highway in a desert. The doors of the church are open.
Amen.
Don't let nobody shame you because you got issues. We all got them. At least you got enough sense to try to get to Jesus.
Yeah.
And that's where I want to stay.
Oh, yeah.
With him. Follow him all around. Keep on following him. Because he has the power. And Lord, I know you can handle my issues. I can confess my issues to you and you won't tell nobody.
Yeah.
Everybody can't handle it.
Amen.
The doors of the church are open. If you have the issue that, listen, I hadn't tried Jesus. That answer is here today. Try him. I've tried him. I know him. I know what he will do.
Oh, yeah.
He's done it time and time again.
Amen.
The doors of the church are open.